Today we're going to take a look at pronouns. In your book, we are on page 298 if you want to follow along. So here we go. We're taking a look at pronouns, and you can see at Rule 13.1.2 in the yellow, pronouns are words that stand for nouns or for words that take the place of nouns. Imagine if we didn't have pronouns, and so that when you said a sentence or you spoke to someone or you wrote to someone, if you wrote about something, you would have to use the same noun over and over and over to get across the idea of who things belong to or who you're talking about. It would get pretty awkward and bulky. And so someone came up with this wonderful idea of pronouns that are kind of sort of like shortcut words. One thing that you need to know about pronouns is that all pronouns will have an antecedent, and that's probably something new to you this year. But you can see that an antecedent is a noun or words that take the place of nouns, which the pronouns refer to. Or what I say is antecedents are nouns that the pronoun refers to. I know, that's tricky. So antecedents are nouns that the pronoun refers to. So that means that we know you're using pronouns in a sentence. We know that it's tied to a noun, so you don't have to say that noun over and over again, okay? So take a look at these examples in the book. The first one, Michael said he lost his watch at the fair. So highlighted in pink, we see he and his. Those are both the pronouns. Now, who are they talking about when we say he and his? Who is it that we're talking about? We're referring to Michael. So that makes Michael the antecedent. Next sentence, when the Lees moved, they gave their pets to me. Highlighted in pink, you see the pronouns they and their are highlighted. And who are they referring to? What are they trying to talk about? Referring to the Lees, the family. So Lees is the antecedent. The third one, attending the state fair is tiring, but it is fun. It here is your pronoun, highlighted in pink. But what is it referring back to? It's referring back to attending the state fair. So this whole phrase, attending the state fair, is your antecedent. So in the pattern that we've seen here, from these three sentences, we see that the antecedent, which is highlighted in blue, tends to come before the pronouns that are used in the sentence. And that's pretty generally the case. You're going to find the antecedent before you find the pronoun. But not always. You can't say it's an always thing. Most of the time, yes, but not always. So that's the note that they're giving us here in the book. Antecedents do not always appear before their pronouns, however. Sometimes an antecedent follows its pronoun. And here is an example of that. Because of its carnival, Rottweil, Germany is my favorite city. So the pronoun highlighted in pink, it's, what are they referring to? It is referring to the town or city of Rottweil. So the antecedent is actually after the pronoun it refers to. So that's everything that you should know about antecedents. They're pretty easy once you get the hang of them. Now I'm going to move over to my notes and tell you the important things that you need to know about pronouns and antecedents. So first we've got the definition, and notice that since we're starting a new topic, I have a new Roman numeral. We're to Roman numeral 2 now, which is 2 capital I's, because we're now talking about pronouns. We're not talking about nouns anymore. And so I put under there number 1 and state the definition, words that stand for nouns or for words that take the place of nouns. Then the most important thing that we talked about today after pronouns is what are antecedents. So you need to have that in your note. So a capital letter A, antecedents, followed by the definitions, and I use my simplified definition of an antecedent. Antecedents are nouns or words that the pronoun refers to. Okay, it's a little wordy in the actual definition in the book. So I think nouns are words that the pronouns refer to. And then here's that important note about where you can usually find the antecedent in the sentence. They do not always appear before the pronouns. Remember, they do most of the time. Sometimes the antecedent follows its pronoun. And here are some examples that we went over in the book, examples of antecedents. And I expect you to have these in your book as well, or in your notes. So first I'm going to highlight the pronouns. Michael said he lost his watch at the fair. Okay, so what or who does he or his refer to? It's referring back to Michael. So I highlighted in different color. And the way that I'm going to have you do this when you have an assignment is we're going to draw arrows back, okay? And I know they're not that pretty here, but there. So we know that they're connected. We know that there's something there. Okay, next one. When the Lees moved, they gave their pets to me. So they and their. And who is that referring to? Or what is that referring to? It's referring to Lees. So I'm going to draw the arrow back here to show that the antecedent goes there. Here's the other one. Attending the state fair is tiring, but it is fun. Let's find our pronoun first. You always have to find the pronoun first. It, and then what is it talking about? What is it referring to? The whole phrase, attending the state fair. And then we're going to put an arrow back to it to show we know it's referring back to attending that fair. The last one, because of its carnival, Rottweil, Germany is my favorite city. So it's is the pronoun, right? And remember, this is one where it's backwards. So what is the noun that the word its is referring to? It's referring to the city, Rottweil. And so, yeah, we're going to connect those like that. So these are examples of pronouns and finding antecedents.